Uh, Good evening. Today is the 19th of December 2022. It is 7:20 p.m. or 7:21. It just changed to 7:21. And I just saw a video. At the time I turned on it, I didn't know what it was going to be about because I didn't know what the word erroneous. I think that's how he said it. 31 ironic something. But what it means is the places that um, erotic places on the. I guess it's 31 places on the body that can turn you on. So that's what the conversation was about. He have been doing. This is my first time seeing it, but he has been doing videos on this topic. And so I guess the lady, she's like some type of professional person that talks about these type of things, and she is a Christian. I think I just say that he is, but anyway, I think she is too. But they was talking of it, and it's about married people doing these things, not single people. But people he do a live, and there are single people within his live, and they are virgins. He said they are men and women his age, and I think he may be close to my age, who are still virgins. And so they was talking about the 31 places that's on the body that turn people on. I'm just put it like that because I can't remember what that word was. And so I listened to it because to me I think it's important. Because there's too many divorces between church people. And a lot of it is because people not enjoying one another. And sex is a very important um, part of marriage. And so I partway listened to it. I didn't want to get too. I get about this brain right here. Just getting where it just don't want to act right. But I didn't want to get too in tune, like I put like that, with what they were saying, because you don't know what something they might say that might get you hot and bothered. And I surely don't need that. But I did listen to it, but I was listening to other things at the same time, going from one video to another video, but I still had that video on so I could still hear what they were saying while I'm listening at something that somebody else was saying at the same time, which I do that a lot. Though. And so they was talking about the different places. And I mean, some of you may want to listen to it because sex is very important in a marriage. And church people try to make it seem like um, sex is just so bad and that you can't enjoy your sex life. But I don't think so. I look for the scriptures in the Bible, and I just ain't seen them where they say certain things can't be done. I don't believe in bringing whips and chains and sex toys and all that type of stuff. I don't believe in that. But I believe in, you can enjoy touching and kissing and stuff like that because, you know, women, our bodies are different. And our bodies not like men. Men can look at, get aroused by looking at a woman, but we don't get aroused like that. And so they was talking about all the different things, that the different touches, places like on your rubbing the hair and just different places, when I was out there having sex, and because I've never been married, so I've been single all my life. I had my children out of wedlock, and so I didn't know the damage that I was doing, and I don't think a lot of people do know the damage, spiritual damage that we're doing. And a lot of men, and probably women too, they come around you pretending that they care about you and they want to have a relationship and just to have sex with you so they can go back out and talk about you. And women do the same thing. Women, you just got some women that don't be really looking for a relationship. They just want to have sex. So those are the type of relationship that I hear with men come around me pretending that they like me and all this type of stuff. And they're coming. I mean, I'm thinking we in a relationship because they coming around, and then they'll just stop coming before they didn't notice or before having any conversation or anything. Just quit coming, you know. And I just got where I didn't. I cared, but in a way I didn't care because I didn't think I would ever find love. I didn't think, and I would go like months, without having sex until I decided I just want to be celibate. And then I started going years, and then the honey pot started coming. But I want to talk about when I was really young, how men did. Cause they looking at the outer side of me. Cause I was real small and had long hair and in shape, my body, everything in the right place. And so they just lusting for me, not caring about what they doing to me, to my heart, and and breaking down my self-esteem. Because I really started wondering what was wrong with me as a female. Why I can't hold on to a man. And it really was bothering me. I mean, really, really, I really thought there was something wrong with my womanhood. And then I had to realize it's not me. It's them. And every time I make a decision that I'm just gonna not deal with men, somebody come along talking to me. It always be like a long time between men and somebody you enjoy talking to them, but they always want to make it sexual. And the same thing will happen because they just didn't mean it from the get-go. But me not knowing that, when you having sex with a person, you becoming one with that person. And when you coming one with that person, whatever is in that person bloodline, the spiritually, whatever demons is in his bloodline, now they're in yours. Because you won that. So it don't take you saying your vows and get in front of a preacher to become one with a person. You become one with a person when you're having sex with them. That's why you're supposed to consummate your marriage. That's how you really become one. Since Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve didn't have to have sex to become one because Eve came from him. So they was one because she came from his rib. God created her from his rib. And people keep trying to say that they became one because they had sex. No, that's not how they became one. She came from him. When God created Adam, Eve was there. She was his rib. And then he took his rib and formed Eve. So that's how they became one. Because they was one. But after that, we became one through sexual relationships. And if a person is not clean and they got demons within them, and you laying with a person that's full of demons, them demons gonna get in you. You got a lot of people that carry themselves in a good way. I know there's a bishop. He talked about how when he, before he married his wife, how he was used to be on drugs real bad, and he had mental issues that he passed to his wife because they became one, and what was in him Now, what's in her is in him. What's in him is in her. And what's in the bloodline. Because now his family is her family and her family is his family. This thing is very, um, is more, what's the word I'm trying to say? Um, Sex is not just something that you enjoy physically, but it's a spiritual thing. And it's very important to listen to the Bible. Listen to what God is saying. When he said, for every man have his own wife, and for every woman have her own husband, because it's dangerous. You can be in danger dealing with people sexually, because it's not just something that you enjoy. I mean, you enjoy it, but it's not just that. It's spiritual also. And I can't get my words that what I really want to say, but it's deeper. That's it right there. I just said it. It's deeper than physical. It's sexual relationship is much deeper than physical, just a physical attraction. And people, it really affects you mentally. It can affect you mentally having all these different sexual partners, because you got part of them in you. And when y'all break up, the physical part of the person is gone, but that spiritual part is still there until you denounce it. And I've had to do that. I've had to not denounce men away from me, but that don't mean that blueprint is gone. You get a blueprint for every person that you slept with, or every person that has raped you or touched you in a way that you shouldn't be touched. There's a blueprint there, and that's what these jokers with the third eye walking is coming around you. This is what they see it in the cashier record, because that's that cashier. They try to say that it is the book of life, but that's not the book of life. Nobody can open the book of life but the Lamb of God. And you know who the Lamb of God is. That's Jesus. But the cashier record is something that Satan keep record of. He keep record of our sin. He don't. When you check the cashier record, you're not going to see people good deeds. That's why they come around you wanting to see stuff. Because they just like the devil. They just like the devil. Because I don't want to see people's sins. And I'm not going to sit around anybody trying to see their sins. I'm not going to call you up. I'm not going to text you. I'm not going to FaceTime you or any of that. I don't want to see that. Because if I'm going to do that with you, I might as well put me a movie in my TV and look at that. Because it's the same thing. The same thing. And then you got these people in the churches touching you, putting the darkness in you because they're trying to take the light out of you. But the Sir Walter Jones show was talking about the enjoyment of sex. And sex should be enjoyable. That's why you should talk about your sex before you get married. Because you may like certain things and you might want your wife to do, or vice versa. The wife might like something that she might want the man to do, and he not willing to do it. So you should know what each other's willing to do and what you're not willing to do before you even get married. Because there's some things that, I may have done in my younger days. I'm just not going to do them now. Because it's not worth it to me. Not even to please my husband. I'm not going to do it. Because I don't want to. Because it don't, I'm not trying to please a man that much. through sex. I want to please him, but I see some things I just don't want to do. As a 64-year-old woman, I'll be 65 this coming year. As a 65-year-old woman, I might be 90 before I get married. I sure you want to do nothing by the time I get 90. The way it look. So there's just some things I don't want to do, and there's some things that I may do. You know, I like touching. I've always liked it, massaging a man, and that's something I like doing. And I probably still like doing it to relax my husband. You know, bring him bath water and stuff like that. You know, these are things that you do to please one another, and he can do the and vice versa for him. To massage his wife and run her bath water. These are things that husband and wives should do for each other. Still go on dates. If they don't want to date, you know, cook a romantic dinner, even though you probably cook every day, but you don't set out candles and flowers and stuff like that. You know, these are things that, you know, that it bypasses just regular sex, and when you do things and get dressed up and smell really good, and you know, put on negligee if your body right for I don't wear negligee, but I do like pretty gowns. um I love to wear a pretty gown. um you know, they think that, you know, don't go to bed just looking any kind of way. You know, fix up, smell good, and have your skin feeling good. You know, and I that's why I listen to it. That's why I watch the show. And because you know, it can, the way the church people they down sex so bad to make you, you know, you be scared that you're going to hell. That you're going to hell for sex. But sex is a beautiful thing, and it should be, you should make it beautiful, because it's not just something physical, it's something spiritual also. So you know, you may want to go look at it and listen at what they have to say, and then you maybe not. You know, um, a lot of us are single, and when we get married, you know, we want to enjoy our sexual relationship, because I'm the type of person, I don't believe in divorce. If I ever get married, I want it be to death do us part. But I want to be able to please my husband. I want my husband to please me. I don't want him getting up there, he's pleasing, I'm still hot and bothered, you know. So sex is something that we should hold conversations about. Respectably. I don't want to feel that it's a job. Some men can make you feel that it's a job. Just make you not even want to have it, you know. That's why a lot of women say, I got a headache. You know, talk about it before, if y'all sexually, um, you know, he might want it all every day, and she might want it twice a week. You know, so those are things that you should discuss before you even get in a relate. No, I can't say that. You ain't gonna just meet somebody and just talk about sex. But before you get married, you should really talk about it. And if he's a greedy person that want it every day, he need to use a little self-control, because that's one of the attributes of the spirit, self-control. So I just thought I would talk about that, because I found it interesting. Even though I didn't hear every single thing that they said, but I heard enough to know that, you know, there's some things that it's okay. It's okay to enjoy your partner's body. So in fact, somebody trying to make you shame. There's this one woman, she was preaching against oral sex. And that's something that's nobody's business what a husband and wife are doing in their marriage bed. That's none of their business, you know. But she preached it everywhere she was going. She was preaching on it. And see, once upon a time, her husband was cheating on her. So that might have been why her husband was cheating on her. You know, but I don't know. That's why you should discuss things. If they think that you just ain't wanting to do, and you're not gonna do it before you marry that man or before you marry that woman, you should have these discussions so you won't be in a marriage that is loveless because of sex. Because sex shouldn't be the main course in your relationship. Your conversation, the way you get along outside of the bedroom, should be your main course, and that should be your dessert. That's the way I look at it. So I'm not going to stay on here long. I just wanted to talk about what they was talking about. And Sir Walter Jones, he be having some serious discussions. He be having some serious stuff that most church folk don't talk about. And we need those conversations. We need those conversations so that we can enjoy life. Because you can do things without being in sin. Some people don't want to be a Christian, be a follower of Christ because they make it this dull that you can't enjoy life, but you can enjoy life. You know, you can touch each other and not sexually. You ain't always got to be sexual, but learn how to touch your partner and let him know that, you close to him or her, however. You ain't got to be touching in on the breast in the private area. You touch the arms or just touch, hug. So I liked the conversation, and if I ever get married, I want my husband to know that I love him and that you know I enjoy him, and not just in the bed. I want to enjoy him outside of the bedroom when we just sitting around on the couch, just sitting down, just hugging each other, being close to one another, rubbing his head, or just doing something to make him know that you care about him or her. Massaging feet. I like massaging feet. And see, I don't know if I ever get married. I don't know how well my husband will take care of his feet, but I'm gonna take care of his feet because I like a man with pretty feet. So if he got bad feet, I'm gonna have to doctor on them jokers. And he can't have no stinking feet because I can't stand the smell of man's feet. I remember my son. Let me check something. Okay. When my son was alive and he was young, he was still in school, and they had this program at Pembroke State, and he went to it. They stayed at the campus, and so him taking a shower in the shower, he caught athlete feet. Mm. Those shoes could not come in the house. I had to leave his shoes outside, and I brought a bunch of stuff for athlete feet, and I doctored on that boy's feet and got no feet right. I can't handle it. I can't have no stinking feet. Golly no. And they got right though, and they in his shoes. Got a dot on his shoes too. But them was his feet was, ooh Lord, that thing was stinking. I couldn't, nah. And I used to go with a man. I used to take care of his feet too. I don't have a problem with touching feet and stuff. But those are things that you do. You don't want a man with dry skin, ashy skin, So if he don't put lotion on him, you do it. You put the lotion on him and rub him down and, make sure his body looking like how you want it to look. Because a woman gonna take care of her body. All men do not take care of their bodies. And your skin is the largest cell on your body. It's protecting all your other organs. No, it's the largest organ. I got that wrong. Your skin is your largest organ, which protects all your other organs. So you have to protect the skin. So I just thought it was a good video. And some of the people had problems with it though. Some what did they come in? Did they come in a porno? No, how you gonna come in a porno? Nobody having sex. They just talking about sex and not really sex. Just talking about being intimate. Things that the way you can touch and bring those feelings to the surface, because women, we just don't just get turned on just because a man turned on. But that's the way some men act. Like, just because you horny, that don't mean we horny. You have to get us in the mood. And those soft touches and kisses can do that. But when you just get up there and then you through, I mean, what? So that's something that you should talk about so that you'll have a good marriage. I do believe a good sex life help people have good marriages. And if you got a good sex life and you don't want to go, you're not gonna want to go outside your marriage. Some men. Now you got some men, they can still have a good sex life and they still are cheap because they just greedy. They got a lust demon that they need to get rid of. So, I mean, this is a different type of conversation, and I'm just saying, I hope one day that I can have a husband. And when I have my husband, I don't need nobody putting their 2 cents in my marriage, telling me how to please my husband. But I'm going to let him know what I will do and what I won't do before we get married. And if he got a problem with it, then best thing for you to leave me single. Because I'm not that young woman no more. And I'm not trying to do those things that I used to do. I'm not trying to. This body don't, it is limbo. His body is getting stiff. Mm-mm. You put me in all kind of positions. Not even. So I think I talked enough. I hope I didn't. Um, I don't think I said anything vulgar or anything like that. I don't think I did, because they actually talked about different things, the different points. They talked on it, and like I said, I won't fully listen to it. I will listen to it and other things. So, what you barking for? Nothing. Just barking for nothing. Anyway, they started barking, made me forget what I was going to say. I forgot what I was going to say. I know I was saying, if I ever get married, and I really would like to have a husband, even at this age. Um, I want to be able to have a strong relationship with him, and not just be there. And when only time he touches me is when we in the bed and he want to have sex. Uh, we're not gonna roll that way. What I was saying about Sir Walter Jones, you know, uh, the conversation that he was having with this lady, uh, I think it was. Yeah, I enjoyed the conversation, and the people that was in his live, they enjoyed the conversation too. Even though some of them were surprised of the conversation, but um, because he's always talking about the Bible, and he really have a good really have good videos where he speak on things that you know I enjoyed it. I don't know if I may go back and listen to it again. I don't know. I really don't. But I know I want to be able to carry myself a certain way if I get married. And if I don't get married, I still want to be able to carry myself in a certain way. So I'm gonna close that out, and that's gonna be it for that. Then me call my daughter gone.